Oh my God, thank you. Okay, you know what? Yeah, sorry. I'm I said it, but no one could hear it. My computer restarted yesterday. I think there was an electricity outage thing, and then I have to click a button on my box thingy on the left here. Thanks. Um, Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm just reflecting on we're we have this concept of explicit mutations, and then there are implicit mutations as well that we want to keep track of, but those are much harder to actually track. Well, they're easy to track if they are setters, but if we're pushing to an array or we're adding a key to an object, those pop up as two changes, as we can see here. Oh my God. And I was just talking about the kids were behaving and that I'm having a good day, but that just now I take it back. So much emotions. Oh my God. It's pretty amazing how, like, the thing that's like the tiniest problem in your world becomes the biggest problem in a child's mind. It's crazy. Yes, I'm not really like teaching anything. I'm just working on a state management library and integrating it with devtools. So that's basically what we're doing here. And I'm trying to resolve some challenges in tracking state changes. But there's a very long history to this project and a shit ton of streams. But it's coming to an end, this project, and it's been a collaboration, like with people on the stream and been discussing, and there's some other people working on this as well. But yeah, but I just do streams to think, really. Either I have to stream or I have to listen to very loud music to concentrate. It's very interesting. But what are we gonna do about this? Because if we have this in place, we're gonna make sure that we actually handle specific changes. But then we're not able to track implicit changes to arrays and objects. Wait, one thing we can do though. Oh, wait a minute. We can handle this. And value and is custom class instance. Not target. Why does it do target? Value. Oh my God. Okay, so that's nice. This is working. Yeah, I think this is the thing because we want this to happen on any object. Yeah, any object or oh no, I'm not sure about this. So what would happen if this is so tricky? Where's the app to? So what if this was an actual object? Let's see, where's the? So what if we rather did this? Mip moop summary, and then we're gonna do not push, but we're just gonna say mip moop 2. Yeah, this is you're not the first one saying that. I have a lot of people coming on that's like just curious about programming, and this is like a very deep dive into programming. But I'm happy to like answer any questions you might have. Or if you want to like start with something, especially in the web world, where to start and stuff like that. What got you into electronics? Okay, but this is interesting. So it actually does. Okay. Oh, but what if I actually listen to? So if I actually look at that thing, let's see. So we're gonna do. Then we have. Oh no, not target. There we have it. Sum array 0. MIP. I'm just gonna look at that one. Okay, nice. But this is actually working the way I intended it to. The only thing is like I'm making an actual mutation to this property, but since it's in the background, we can't really track it because it's not a mutation. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, Python is, I think, is a good language to get started with. I haven't written Python, but I've read the books, and it's one of those like accessible languages, and it often feels and is used often much like a scripting language more than like an actual like programming language. Like JavaScript started out as a scripting language. And I know Python is used very much in like academia and stuff. But it's a full-fledged language for sure. So yeah, it's a good place to start, I think. The JavaScript ecosystem can be quite overwhelming, that's for sure. But it also has some amazing learning resources. So, but are you using Python at school, like learning electronics? But how do we think about this? We had a change to summary. And the reason it highlighted this change is because, yeah, I'm not like, this is interesting. Yeah, but I think this is fine. Okay, bye. Okay, no, but we're gonna leave it at this. And then we're gonna look at, let's see. Then we're gonna look at the actual actions because they're not actually showing the arguments that's being passed to it. Yeah, and we're gonna fix this thing. I'm not sure why I have this border around it and changing the color and stuff. That's kind of weird. I think we should rather, so this is the thing. I think we're rather gonna have the name of the action here. Even though we also have it here, I think we should just have it here as well. And then we can remove this whole border thing. We just have a nested action firing here. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if we can find this. let's see, current action. Okay, here we have action. Yeah, and then we have action operator. Action operator. I think this is where it is. Yeah, operator type. And then I was thinking we shouldn't have operator type. Or this is the challenge, is that in Overmind we have different types of operators. Hei, går det bra? Nei, jeg bruker den som kamera. Kult. Som magnet.
Er du på YouTube nå?
Ja.
Så hvorfor snakker du med meg?
Fordi du kom inn og spurte meg om noe. Men du, nå har du PlayStation og Xbox der inne. Må du klare å finne noe å spille?
Men en ting. Jeg gikk inn på Play på TV-en, og så tok jeg visst et gratis spill uten at jeg visste at jeg tok det.
Play på TV-en?
Nei, jeg så det spillet på TV-en. Det gikk før, og så tok jeg det hvis jeg ikke kjøpte det, det var gratis. Og nå vet jeg ikke hvordan jeg sletter det.
Nei. Det var sikkert bra, da.
Men en ting. Du vet, jeg hadde sånt spill, det var ingen reklame på pennen før. Det der, den der grønne vesenet skulle ha et sånt der godteri-drops. Ja,
men du, vet du hva, Emma? Nå vet jeg, nå er du bare rastløs. Nå er det liksom ingen spill du har lyst til å spille. Jeg vet akkurat den følelsen. Det jeg ville gjort hvis jeg var deg, det er veldig kledd på meg og gått ut.
Men da har vi sendt melding til noen om hun vil komme.
Ja, så bra da. Det visste ikke jeg.
Hvorfor kan jeg ikke få det spillet?
Nei, for de er laget for at du skal bli avhengig av det og mase på oss voksne om å kjøpe ting for at du skal få.
Jeg bare spør.
Hæ?
Jeg spør bare.
Ja.
Men kan jeg få spille på telefonen din da?
Nei, jeg bruker jo som kamera.
Jeg trenger det.
Nei, jeg er lei for det.
Kan jeg spille på PC-en da? Kan jeg spille på PC-en?
Nei, det finnes ikke på PC. Men du, Emma, det er 1 million spill inn på maskinene.
Nei.
Ja.
Vi har fått så mye maskin, så er det nesten ingen.
Let's see, path, join. Oh, nothing happened. Why? Wait. Shouldn't it? What the fudge? Why doesn't it show the... Oh, there is no path. Oh, sorry. Of course. And then it will be operator.name. Okay, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. We're gonna concat the name. And then we're gonna join. What the fudge? Why isn't this working? I'm just gonna turn off that. Let's see. Why isn't this working? This makes no sense. Action ID. Oh, action name. Oh, that's interesting. That's why it didn't work. Why does it say that it has a name? Styles. Oh. It says this is an operator. It has no name. That's interesting. Oh my god, where are these things created? This I mark. This isn't working for me. This is like, I guess, like programming for me is my hobby as well. So it's definitely not working. That's for sure. I'm just relaxing, playing around with my little hobby project. But as I just mentioned, like the only way I can concentrate is if I listen to loud music or I do streaming. It's very interesting. Let's see. Action operator. You're getting an operator in here, but where does this operator come from? Operator by path. Operators by path. And we get operators by path. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Traverse path. Operators. So I'm getting, what I don't quite understand here is that, okay, we have action operator. So I guess when we do add action, I think we're adding actions, but where does operators come from? So that's actions, operators. Oh, so it's calling add operator. And then we have operator data, and that should have a name. Oh, or action name. Oh, yeah, sorry. This is just, Okay, so what I think is that state operator message. Oh, it has name and action name. Okay. So if I do action name here instead, I guess this will work, but yeah. There we go. Action set new to do title. But you know, we're gonna change it around a bit. I don't think we're gonna do. Yeah, this is the tricky part. Overmind has something called operators. So it can be an action, but it can also be something else. Maybe we should rather put this. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Here we do have operator name. Oh, that's okay. Now I see what operator name is. Ooh, okay. I think we can do operator.action name then instead. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't really need a path there. But this looks weird. Oh, interesting. Why does it say that this doesn't have action name? I want to put action name. I'm just going to put that for now. Yeah, but ReactX doesn't have operators. It just has actions. So it's kind of bloated to name that it's an action. But no matter, I think we can make it look kind of nice anyways. Oops. Operator name, background color. I'm just gonna. Oh, wait a minute. Does it have? Oh, it did have. Oh, sorry. So it was supposed to be like that. That's fine. Okay. But then it does actually have. This is interesting. Action operator. It does have value. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, now I see what's happened. Okay, so this. Oh, we need to bring back that. What the fuck? I need to look at it. So we have path. Events. Yeah, that's fine. But it doesn't have any. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna change how we pass this in instead. So we're not gonna change the devtools here at all. So we're rather gonna change how we pass in. So add operator, this is being called, but what's calling that one? Update operator. Oh, sorry, this is actually from the code. Where's the proxy? Where are you, proxy? Proxy. Oh, this is not. Operator. Wait. Oh, sorry. So we have action and then operator start. Here we go. So this shouldn't be action name. This should just be name. This was wrong. And then they also have value, and that's actually going to be that actually is action name. We have to type these. So that's name, and then there's a value, and that's actually the args. The args. And this one's also a little bit tricky, but let's see. Operator start, that means value is args. Okay, let's see now. Oh, didn't it get the value? Console.log operator. Doesn't it have? Yeah, it does have value. Oh, what's value here? Action operator. Oh, operator by path. It's kind of weird that we. Oh. Where does value come from? Matching children. Oh, it's result. Okay, yeah, this is just because yeah, this is kind of tricky. The whole point here is that Overmind is based on the concept of operators, which allows you to define explicitly. It's like a functional thing. And you have like map, filter, stuff like that, debounce. I actually wrote a spec. It's something called an op spec. And I dived so hard into like RxJS, and there's is it Bacon.js or something, which is this functional. It's a functional concept, and then I kind of want to understand, like, at a deeper level, what are they? And they're all like fundamentally based on one signature, and then you can create kind of like how a reducer is kind of like the fundamental primitive of all like maps and filters and like aggregators. Like the reducer signature can like enable so many higher abstractions, and it's the same concept here. I think it's called Bacon.js. Let's see, Bacon.js. Yeah, functional reactive programming. This is an old one, but the point is, yeah, you have like an event, so you have like values over time, right? Managing values over time. And then for some reason, this is how I learn, right? I try to build something on my own. So, but instead of actually publishing like a library, I just wrote a spec for it. So it's like you have an operator, and the signature is that it's a function that takes an error, a value, a next, and a complete, optional complete. And then, yeah, and the simplest implementation is to create a function that has that signature. So if it gets an error, it sends that error to the next operator, or it's going to go to the next. Yeah, it's going to go to the next with no error and the current value passing through the chain. Yeah. And this function is now an operator, and it is the core building block of OPOP. Let us use the signature to create a more powerful abstraction. So this is the pipe where you have like, yeah, you can see how it's used here. So this is like having a chain of operators. So you can kind of bind them together. And then here you kind of see how you create these abstractions where, okay, you want to map over something. Okay, return the signature, and in this case, the function you pass into map is being applied on the current value of the chain. So now you can do stuff like this, and so on and so on and so on. Anyways, so this was used for Overmine. It's a really, we can see it actually here. So actions. This is it. So we pipe, and then we just do certain things, and then we call fork, which is also like a higher abstraction operator. And we say we want to fork on the type, and then based on the type, it's going to run these operators, and so on and so on. Oh, I'm curious. Let's see. But let's see now if we're actually getting the... What's the stats of it? And what... And is it just generally like you do this game? Like kind of like a... What's it called? Like estimation poker or whatever it's called. Oh, it's related to the specifically the SDK. Will it build? Will it work? It's gonna use. That's so fun. Oh, but we're still not getting. Oh, did I actually build it? I don't think I did. Oh, oh, that's really cool. But why aren't we getting... There's supposed to be some arguments here. let's see. So add operator. So we have operator data. That's fine. So we have. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the? No, it should be value. It shouldn't be. That is funny. Let's see. So this is the value passed in. So this has to be the correct thing. Operator start. And then operator end would be result. And I think we're merging these two concepts. But why isn't it showing? Is there... So we have value there on the operator. Oh, this is weird. This is super weird. Because we are actually checking that. No, we're passing in value. Why are we passing in value? Why is the value all the way up in the action here? Why are we... So this again is related to these operators. And we can see here that we have, if we have matching children, we take the result. Okay. But you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna be more explicit about it being an action, I think. I find this to be weird. Why? Because we are passing in the value whenever we start an operator. So I'm gonna do operator.value. Oh, it doesn't even have a value here. Operator by type. I wrote this a long time ago. Okay, let's look at it again. So what does this actually do? It goes through the operators of the action. And then it takes, here's the current value, right? And then there's no matching children, new child. Yeah, operator value. Yeah, so this is where I'm confused. Why doesn't it find current value here? So let's do another what the fuck. Current value. So that should be... No, it's undefined. That's interesting. Oh, action.value. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see now. I think I'm just passing. Okay, I'm still just passing it the wrong way. So this has a value, it seems like. Could that be it? Look at that. Yeah, and this could be shown as... So this is also interesting because operators only has a single param, right? It's just a value that you're passing through the chain. Oh my god. 281 emails. Are you using... Well, I guess I understood you're working with some sensitive stuff, so I guess you can't use AI to kind of help you summarize and stuff. Yeah, that sounds rough. Good luck with that, Mark, and enjoy the rest of your day and your sockets. I'm actually gonna tomorrow we're gonna do the thing I talked about, because the SDK is actually a browser SDK. That's how we use it internally. We're gonna create a server SDK, so it has the same interface as the browser SDK, but we're gonna drop the whole internal SDK dependency, because that has a shit ton of dependencies that are tuned for browser usage, which is creating problems. And we're going to explore how we can implement that in a way that makes it more adaptable to other languages. So one thing is a REST SDK, but we can also have like this other, potentially this other SDK. But yeah, we're going to explore it. Anyways, have a great day. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, but the problem here with actions is that they take multiple arguments, unlike an operator, which just takes a single argument. So the devtools isn't very tuned to actions in that sense. Yeah, but we can do a check on it. So action operator. So we can take a look at it and we can check, is it like an action? And then if it's an action, we're gonna just render it a little bit differently. Or we're gonna leave it at this for now. Yeah, exactly. I really like the inspiration here, Mark. So thanks for that. Okay, but this, I think this is fine. And then, yeah. So let's now look at this thing, because now we have, oh yeah, we need a, okay, we actually should put a path there on the name. So let's do operator.path join, not limiter. Like, why is it doing that? Dot join like this. Oh, sorry, concat. There we go. Yeah, so when we add that, we have todos.revalidate. That's good, but we should just have it in the name here. Ja? Prøv litt først da, gutta. Let's see. But now I'm thinking about... Yeah, no, I think we should drop that thing around it. How does this look? Operator events. I guess this is like mutation. Yeah, so we just have another action here. But what I'm curious about, why doesn't this show? Those 2 seconds. Du må starte maskin, og du må starte spiller hvis du skal skrive en som skal ha økonomi. Ja. Hei, Andreas. Går det bra? Ja. Yeah, exactly. I love that view on things. Like, just like I learned that with projects. Like previously when I was younger, I often felt bad about dropping out of projects, but now I'm embracing like, why am I doing it? I'm not doing it to like finish it and publish it and get acknowledgement or make money. It's like I do it to learn and have fun. It's the same with games. Like some people just stick with games just to finish them. But jeg må bare vente litt, Andreas. But I don't do that. I just drop out of the game when I don't find it fun anymore. That's why I'm playing games, right? To have fun. Sorry, I have to help the kids talking about games, Rocket League. Let's see. So we have the correct name here, but oh, so this is okay. So we have inline. Okay, let's check what it says about inline. Oh, just a second. Nå må dere klare det sjøl, gutta. Hæ? Trenger ikke hjelp av meg, dere. Det her klarer vel dere å ordne. Nå må dere klare det sjøl. Let's see. Okay, so we basically just need an inner wrapper here. We don't need this inner content, just a wrapper. Let's see again. Oh, look at that. It has a weird... I don't want that border anymore. And again... Can I make a request? I'm not sure what you mean, Mark. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I have to give you, yeah. So, yeah, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but I'm gonna start it tomorrow. But there's two paths forward. It's like one thing. This is what I'm not clear to me yet. It's like currently I have a feeling that we're gonna have browser SDK, server SDK, and REST SDK, because there are so many different use cases here, and that separation, based on the interactions I had with users, makes a lot of sense, because not all of them uses the browser. They just use the server. And when I say server, it's really this WebSocket protocol that lives inside the agent of the VM. And then we have the actual, but that doesn't have like an OpenAPI spec. And then we have the OpenAPI spec, which runs on the REST server running inside the agent, which is a different use case, which could be used with sockets as well. So I guess that's the question. Like, is socket something to put in front of the REST SDK to like consume REST in a different way? Or should that actually be the server SDK? Or should the server SDK be something else, which is more of a direct WebSocket implementation based on what we're already doing? Yeah. Yeah, because another thing is that the WebSocket server running inside the agent isn't just JSON. It's using, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember, message pack. So it's converting JSON into this binary format for efficiency. Which is also a tricky part of this. Because that's not something you can generate from an open API spec. So there's some custom stuff that needs to happen regardless. Yeah. Yeah. I really appreciate this because we have to do this the right way, like this separation, and it's has to be as maintainable as possible. And being able to generate most of this with an open API spec is really, really good. But maybe there could be, maybe you could generate from the open API spec, but then there is this like core client that we manually implement for each language, which is kind of this socket thing. So that way you reduce the maintainability burden of the actual Surface API. There's just this core maintainability burden of the actual socket connection to the agent per language, which does this message pack and kind of converts the calls from these generated endpoints into the message format that the agent wants over a WebSocket connection. Given you want a WebSocket connection, like you can choose something like that. Yeah, exactly. And it is like, and that generated open API spec is actually, that is the protocol. So we could flip it around. We could rather make like the open API spec the source of truth. And then we use that to pass the messages the way we want them to. Yeah, though we need these for us having like thousands and thousands and thousands of VMs. We want that message passing to be as efficient as possible. So we're using a binary protocol for that, which means we need a conversion. But that's not like in and of itself a problem. It's just like, where does that live in terms of, okay, we generate, basically you're generating clients, right, from the open API spec. And those clients, they don't actually have any opinion on how to send things. Like you can define how to send things. So that's what I'm thinking is like, we use the open API spec as a source of truth. We're generating the clients, but then we have a custom implementation per language, which consumes that client and sends those messages the way we want to send those messages. So then it doesn't matter. Like if we're changing the spec, it will still send the messages the same way. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep on it. Let's see. Hey, oh. Okay, nice. So now we have action, but now we don't have the path anymore for some reason. Why don't we have the path when it's an inline? Render operators. So, like, it's quite complex what we're talking about as well, right? Like, I have a bunch of historic context and details about the existing implementation, and then you're coming at it from like the general perspective of how you should approach this, and I'm like trying to kind of align these two worlds and kind of make sense of them in my head. While I'm kind of transferring knowledge of the existing context to you, and you're transferring to me, and then at the end of the day, it's gonna be magical. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, integrator's point of view. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and I never. Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about that persona in product development. Like, we talk a lot about personas, and an integrator. That's an interesting persona. Like, not the integrator as the consumer of the SDK, but someone who extends the SDK to a new language as an integrator. Yeah. So what I don't understand here is why we don't have the full path of revalidate. Why don't we have that? Where should we go? Let's see, action. So we're taking the, what did we do here? We took the path. Oh, sorry, that was action operator. So we just took the path. Operator.path. So for some reason, that operator doesn't have the full path. So does that mean when an action calls an action, we're not adding, I think this is in the proxy. So when create action proxy, target key, option. Okay, I think we're missing the key here. Let's see. No, that wasn't it. Create action proxy. Action start, path. So that's key. Okay, so this is the actual name. And then, okay, we're gonna just take a look here. Console. What the fuck? Key path. Yeah, let's just do that. So it's action, add to do, that's fine. But then we have, don't we have another? Yeah, revalidate. Oh, it has to do's. Okay, so this isn't an issue with, okay, so it's passing the actual path, So when we're in the action operator here, log operator. So I guess that's action ID, name revalidate. But it doesn't have a path. That's weird. Why doesn't it have anything in its path? Okay, we have to look at when it's passed. Thinking. Could it be in this utils file that we're messing up the path? Children by path. Oh, we're just having key here. Is that what's happening? I think that's what's happening. Oh yeah, I'm actually. Oh, okay. I think I'm doing this. Okay. I think this is the reason. No. This is definitely it though. Is last key. Oh no, I'm looking at the operator path. Oh yeah. No, this is weird because I'm looking at the operator path. Yeah, so that should have the full path. It's almost like when we add it. Operators. Oh, wait a minute. Is it the proxy? Sorry, I'm looking at start. I should look at operator start. Oh, yeah, it has an empty path. Sorry. So this should also have path. Oh. Ja. Vil ikke det? Jeg må bare vente. Why doesn't it allow the path? That's weird. Okay, but it's definitely should have the path. So we need to figure out where things go wrong. So that will be in utils. Oh. Traverse path. Well, what's the thing we're passing in here? We're passing in an empty array. 2 seconds. Okay, what is this thing? It's traversing the path of the operator. And what did it fail on? It failed on cannot read value. Of what? Oh, last child by path. But this is weird. What are we traversing the path of? Isn't this the... I think maybe this is the wrong thing. We're getting operator value. I wonder if we should just pass in the path here. Okay, we're gonna try something. I'm not sure what that path is meant for. But in the action operator, we're gonna pass in path, and that will be operated by, that will be, yeah, operated by path dot path. This is the actual path. Like so? No. Oh, path.concat. Oh, is that because it's it's being passed as a... Where were we? Action operator. Where is it? Action. Ugh. Oh, and that's a string. Okay. Okay, there's definitely more work to do here. That sucks. Morning, Henry. Oh, now it's just dot revalidate. Oh. Operator by path. What's this path? Oh, this isn't working. No, this isn't working. Må jeg streame? Let's see. I think this should be like this. It's just that we have this thing, get operators by path, which I don't understand. And this didn't work before, right? Or was that something else? What is get operators by path? So we're getting all the operators and then we're reducing over them. And then we're looking at the path of the operator. And then we're reducing over that path. What is the path of an operator? What does it even mean? And then children by path? But I guess this is the thing that, yeah, makes like everything work, right? If it's an effect mutation, if it's an action, it creates another action. Value flash operator. Yeah. Data structures. Ugh. Yeah, I have to jump off. But I'm not quite sure what we're gonna lean on here. And why am I adding, like, I don't know what this thing is. We have to figure out what this thing is. I'm trying to think back on Overmind. Because it would always be an action, but that action could have, or could an operator be an action? I can't remember this. It's too long ago. Streamer. Yeah, no. Thinking. And if I put a path, so what's happening is if I actually put the path of the operator here, which makes sense for an action, but it doesn't really. Ja, bare gå ut det. So in the context of an action, a path makes sense. But I think for an operator, there's a path. Yeah, I think this is it. Like you saw this fork thing here. I think operators also has paths. So you will kind of see you have a fork, and then you would have nested like operators from that fork, for example. So operators also has their own kind of. So the path I'm thinking about is like where in the state tree is the action being called. But when you call operators, they kind of create their own state tree. Not state tree, but execution tree. With fork, for example. And that's the path of an operator. So we should definitely not use path here. That's for sure. But we need this path, the action start path. So we're gonna see if we can fix this. So I think the problem here is that the action itself could have like a root path. Like a parent path. That's what we need, I think. So instead of calling it inline, we would kind of call it like you would have an optional parent, and that parent has a path, and that's how we nest things. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but for now, I have to drop out. Grandparents are coming, taking care of the kids. We're going on our hacky Sunday date. And we're going to look more into this. Yeah, I was hoping we would get to a place where this was kind of finished. But it's not, but we're getting very, very close at least, which is good. So we'll see. We'll need another session, that's for sure. Yeah, and I'm gonna commit all of this, so maybe I can figure this out on the laptop. We'll see. Okay, but thanks for tuning in, and then tomorrow we're gonna be diving deep into SDK again, and we push the task up to the top of the list, which is basically ripping the old browser-based SDK out of the server-side execution environment, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, see you, Henry. Have a good day.